Hi everyone, myself Venkatadivya from Sri Venkateshwara College of Engineering, studying in first year Department of CSE AI. Today, in this video, I am going to discuss about the corrosion and types of corrosion. First, what is corrosion? Corrosion is the deterioration of a metal as a result of chemical reaction between it and the surrounding environment. It is an oxidation process. It causes loss of metal. Corrosion comes in many different forms and can be classified by the cause of chemical deterioration of a metal. Now, what are the types of corrosion? The corrosion is of two types. First is dry corrosion and wet corrosion. And dry corrosion is further divided into three types. That is oxidation corrosion, liquid metal corrosion, corrosion by other gases. Now, wet corrosion is also divided into two types. The first one is galvanic or bimetallic corrosion. Second one is differential aeration corrosion. Now, I will talk about the dry corrosion. What do you mean by the dry corrosion? It is also known as the chemical corrosion. Corrosion is due to the direct chemical attack of metal surface by the atmospheric gases. Atmospheric gases such as oxygen, halogen, hydrogen sulfide, sulfur dioxide, nitrogen, and hydrous inorganic liquid, etc. These all are the atmospheric gases through which corrosion process occurs. Now I will discuss about the oxidation corrosion. What do you mean by oxidation corrosion? The direct attack of oxygen at low or high temperature on metal surface in the absence of moisture is called as oxidation corrosion. Now, alkali metals such as sodium, lithium, potassium, etc., and alkaline metals such as magnesium, calcium, cyanide, etc., are rapidly oxidized at low temperature. And at high temperature, almost all the metals except silver and platinum are oxidized. Now, there are different methods by which corrosion can occur. Now, corrosion by other gases, like for example, due to hydrogen. Some gases react with a certain metals and form a protective or non-protective layer on metallic surface. Due to the chemical combination of metals with gases and metals undergo corrosion. Now, liquid metal corrosion, which is a liquid metal is allowed to flow over solid metal at high temperature is called as liquid metal corrosion, how you can see in this picture. This is due to the chemical action of flowing liquid metal at high temperature on solid metal or alloy. Such corrosion occurs in devices such as nuclear power. For example, in nuclear reaction, sodium metal is used as a coolant and leads to corrosion of cadmium. Now I will talk about the wet corrosion. Wet corrosion. It is also known as electrochemical corrosion. Such type of corrosion is due to the flow of electron from metal surface anodic area toward cathodic area through a conducting solution. Example are steel screw in brass marine hardware. Here you can see in picture. Now, I will talk about the galvanic or bimetallic corrosion. When two dissimilar metals such as zinc and copper are electrically connected and exposed to an electrolyte, the metal higher in electrochemical series undergo corrosion. In this process, the more active metal acts as an anode while the less active metal acts as a cathode. For example, screw. Steel screw in a brass marine hardware. Second one is a steel propeller shaft in bronze bearing. Third, steel pipe connected to copper plumbing. Here is the galvanic corrosion from which you can understand more. Now I will talk about concentration cell corrosion. It is due to electrochemical attack on metal surface exposed to an electrolyte of varying construct. concentration or of varying aeration. It occurs when one part of metal is exposed to a different air concentration from the other part. This causes a difference in potential between differentially aerated areas. It has been found experimentally that poor oxygenated parts are anodic. For example, the metal is partially immersed in a conducting liquid is called waterline corrosion. The metal part partially buried in soil. There are two types of concentration cell corrosion. The first one is waterline corrosion and the second one is pitting corrosion. First is waterline corrosion. Waterline corrosion takes place where there is an uneven supply of oxygen to areas of the same metal component. It is a type of electrochemical corrosion that affects metal such as steel and iron. When water is stagnant or has a low flow in steel tank or channel, the oxygen level above the water surface of the water. This generates an oxygen concentration cell. The metal above the water is cathodic with respect to the metal under the water, which is called as anode. Differential aeration level is considered to be factor number one that boosts this type of corrosion. Here in this picture you can see the waterline corrosion. Now I will talk about pitting corrosion. Pitting corrosion is a localized form of corrosion by which cavities or holes are produced in the material. Pitting is considered to be more dangerous than uniform corrosion damage because it is more difficult to detect, predict, and design against corrosion. Products cover the pits. Thank you. I hope this video will be useful for you. Please like, share, and subscribe.